Hi, this is Carl Lewis, and you're at Art of the Olympians, a great event, and you're watching Class Act Sports.
Well, it's fitting for Class Act Sports to be with one of the most historic Olympians of all time, U.S. gold medalist, 10-time medal winner, Carl Lewis. We appreciate you coming on. We're at the Art of the Olympians' first inaugural golf outing and wonderful gala here, man. Talk about what this means to you to come out and support a great cause.
Well, it's beyond that. And I think that, when you see a great event like this, which fortunately we have a chance to go to so many of them, it really matters when people come. And I'm meeting people that I admire. Some of them I haven't seen in years, but people that really love Bob Beamon, love our order, love what the mission is, what's happening tonight. And I think that's the most important thing. You can always tell a great event when people show up. And this is an event like that, and everyone's showing up.
Well, talk about Bob, man. His first one, all the years of being out of, running the Olympian and doing the track. Talk about him a little bit and being able to put on such a great event for these kids, education and all that.
Right. Well, honestly, when I was 12 years old, I marked out Bob Beamon's distance in my front yard. Yeah. And I said, I want to jump that one day. I actually never did it. But Bob and I become good friends. Actually, beyond that, Bob's my boss. Okay, so, and I think the reason why Bob can have an event the first year is because he's become relevant in the community, working with kids and doing things for them so many years. When you do something, even if it's another event, another charity, another organization, when you start something else, you've already established who you are, and that's why Bob can have an event like this the first night. No one could do this on the first night, and it's just going to grow from here because he's already established himself.
Isn't it awesome for you guys to have, as former Olympians, to have this kind of extended branch to be able to raise money for a great cause and your celebrity status and using that to help the community?
Well, you know what? I tell you something. I was a late bloomer. When I was in 11th grade, I just wanted to be taller than my mother, which is really funny. I didn't make state. I didn't win state till my senior year, and I was a kid that no one thought would be great. And for me to be able to be in the company of these people, and actually they say, oh, you're an equal, is an amazing thing. And then to see the people that actually come out and spend money because they admire all these great athletes. And little do they know, when I just talked to Chris Dolman a few minutes ago, and I see these great athletes, Dr. J and them, I admire them like the same way they do. And the fact that I had a chance to have talent, they have success, we can all be the same. And this is a night where there is no pretension. No one thinks about themselves. They think about giving something to someone they will never meet, they will never know, because someone asked them to do that. And they're thankful. When we talk about spirituality, it's listening to the greatness that you have and giving something to someone else.
Talk about, you're talking about you was a late bloomer. You won 9 gold medals. Do any of those ones stand out more than the other?
Oh, it's really amazing. But when you win your first medal, you can't win 9 if you don't win 1.
Absolutely.
And my father passed away in '87 after my first Olympics, and so he only saw 1 games. And so the first medal, the 100 meters, was the one I was the most nervous about of all of them, and I wasn't sure about that. And it's funny because he said, "Why is that one?" I said, "Because I was going for 4, and if you win 1." If I had a silver and had 3 golds, everyone would say he only got 3 golds and a silver. That was the pressure I was under.
Right.
So the first gold medal in L.A. was the one that took all the pressure off. And the strange thing about it is that I rented a home and my family was there. I was only 22 years old. And my parents were there. My mother was my massage therapist. She cooked the food. My father was a shit talker. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Get your ass up and get back tomorrow, Because I finished every night at 11 o'clock and had to go back to work at 6 in the morning.
Right.
I never celebrated until the last day. So that's how it was, and I'm a little older now, I can talk it. But that's just a great time. It was so amazing that I don't even remember that moment. I just remember Mom cooking dinner, and the look on their faces when I crossed the line, grabbed that flag, started running, and my parents were like on the 25th row, right in the middle, in the perfect position to watch that race, and just saw nothing but pride on their faces. My father wasn't even clapping. He was just stunned. My mother was just shocked. They just like saying, "That's my baby," and that's what I'll never forget.
That's amazing. We know we have to wrap things up. We appreciate your time, but if you have one bit of advice for the young athletes out there, that look up to you and admire all the great things you've done, what would it be?
Well, there are 3 things. Number 1, if life was easy, everybody would be good at it. It ain't supposed to be. Right. So don't think that anything's automatic. Number two, get your education. My parents were teachers and coaches, okay? So get your education. It's not something to fall back on. It's something to elevate everything.
Right.
And number three, I'm telling you, seek out people that are going to enhance your life. I say this all the time. I had the best coach of the century, and I trained for 18 years as a professional athlete, and I didn't leave the track one day angry at my coach, Tom Tellez, because you know what? Every single mistake was my fault. We would argue over whose fault it was, and I took responsibility. So kids, don't pass responsibility. It is your responsibility, even if you're right. Young men, great athletes, great people solve problems. Losers elevate them.